Akebolan, good afternoon, Tony. Good afternoon, Tony. That's what everyone was commenting on my video. Good afternoon, Tony. Good afternoon, Tony. I said, what is that? Is that a trend? So I checked. It's actually a trend in West African social media space. I found out that a young girl in the banking sector referred to the owner of UBA, Mr. Elumeru. The girl called him by his first name, Tony, and the thing is trending everywhere. Watch the video. It might be funny, but it's very serious. I will tell you what I want to tell you. Watch the video.
Okay. Good morning, Tony.
Tony.
I said good morning, Tony.
Okay, no, you won't call me Tony. I'm not those people. You call me Mr. Lumelu or Theory. You won't call me Tony or Chairman. I don't subscribe to that kind of Weibo life, okay? All right.
Good morning, Mr. Ilumelu. So my question is, how do you know if you are to keep going?
Okay, you saw that video. If you paid scrupulous and sedulous attention to details, there is something the man said. He said, I do not subscribe to that Oyibo lifestyle. Oyibo happens to be a local parlance used to describe the white man, the Western world. So he's saying, no, that standard should not be used for me. And corrected the gear in love. But I've seen so many people trying to make a video to justify that, no, the gear is not actually wrong. In America, it's accepted. In Europe, it's accepted. You see, nothing annoys me like when our people are talking and they tell you in America, this is accepted. Who told you that America is the standard of civilization? Who told you? Some of you mistake technology with civilization. You can be a highly technical society, yet you are not civilized. Yes, civilization is different from technology. Our ancestors were civilized. Why do you think they call you Akebolan, the mother of mankind, the cradle of civilization? There is something they saw and they called you Akebolan, the cradle of civilization. This is where it began. Because there is this danger of us always trying to use Western norms as an automatic standard in African social interaction. Don't do that. America, Europe is not the standard of civilization. No, they are not more civilized than we are. Let me educate you. You see, there is something called cultural etiquette. There is something called social hierarchy. That is age hierarchy. Now, some of you are saying, hey, in the banking sector, you can do this, you can do that. Listen, that is what you call professional or legal equality. Professional and legal equality does not override cultural etiquette. No, cultural etiquette overrides institutions that it accommodates in its geographical location. So that is not an excuse. It's not an excuse. And let me correct something. This thing is not so because this is a girl addressing a man. No, that's not why. You need to understand something very important. In the African society, we have what is called age hierarchy. And where does this come in? Even if it happens to be a man that addressed that man like that, as long as they are not in the same age hierarchy, it is wrong. Even if that man happens to be the richest man in his village and he goes to his village and there happens to be a man that is older than him in a meeting and him being the richest man is seated. When men were men and women were won by men who deserved them, when the days were young, no matter how rich he is, he will stand up from that seat for the elder man to sit. If he's seated in a social function, in a traditional African setting, and someone that is in a higher age grade than you, first, you don't refer to him by his direct name. It's a crime. Secondly, you cannot be sitting while he's standing. If he comes in a social gathering, you stand. You offer him the seat. Even if he's telling you, no, it's okay. You say, no. He tells you, don't worry, sit, man. You say, no. It's an error. See, because the ancestor might strike you down. Is it because we have bastardized our culture or in the name of civilization? You are primitive people. Primitive people who are without culture. The Western world you are using as standard, do they have culture? They don't have culture. We are the custodians of culture in the whole world. Why don't you used to tell us? Why don't you make reference to Asia? Every time you make reference to America and Europe, trying to justify nonsense, you are spoiling this generation. You are. we have what is called cultural etiquette and age hierarchy in this continent of Akebulan, and that must be respected. Let me tell you something, so that you will not think it's because of the gender. No, don't bring that here. It's not because of the gender. That young lady is tender. Yes, she will learn. She's a young girl. Everyone can make mistake. So she's not a bad person. She just made a mistake and needed to be corrected in love. I have female friends who were very close to me. And by very close, there was no involved. Okay? But we were very close. We call ourselves by names. But immediately they got married, I can't call them by their names anymore. I can't call them by their names anymore. Because a disrespect to them is a disrespect to their marriage. Something has changed. I must respect that. I must respect that. If I want to address them in English, I call them Mrs. Address them with that respect. That is our culture. And I don't like it when African culture, if African culture makes you uncomfortable and the first response you have as a defense is telling us, oh, in America it's done this way, in Europe it's done this. Who taught you that America is standard of civilization? Who taught you? How do we promote African dignity if we are constantly outsourcing our respect and standard to other civilization? How do you now promote African dignity and integrity when we are constantly outsourcing the standard of our respect to other civilizations? Don't do that here. You don't. Respect is a thing. We have cultures in Africa where people prostrate on the ground to greet their elder ones. That is not primitivity. That is civilization. Because you all are trying to build a culture where this respect is now seen as someone that knows what's up. You can't do that. We'll put you in your place. We still have young people with an old soul, and it has to be respected. It must be respected. Akebolan, wisdom is a principal thing. But don't hate on that young lady. She's a young girl. She's learning. She will learn. She has learned because she was created in love. Akebolan, wisdom is a principal thing. Today is Saturday. Enjoy yourself. Rest. Learn to rest. I know that I'm also guilty, but you need to rest. Rest very well. Rest your nerves. Make sure you plant a seed today in your farm and read a book. I will give you books. We are responding to hundreds of people. So if you have not gotten to you, know that we are responding to people who requested for this book before you, but I promise you to get to you. I have a lot of people helping me to do that, okay? And they have gone to school, so I'm doing that alone now, so bear with me. And to all of you who contribute to Modern Day Tankraya Book Distribution Foundation, I want to say very big thank you. Thank you, Mazmon, thank you. All of you are trying. You guys did great for me. And that have enabled me to contact a publisher. We're getting books. And in the month of August, we have done that already. Next month, we are doing that again. And you will see pictures of the ones that we are doing in next month. I love you and I care about you. I don't take it for granted. Akebulan, wisdom is a principal thing.